Want to be a topper in MBA entrance exams? Join BYJU'S Exam Prep, CAT and MBA YouTube channel and watch serial 99 percentilers teaching you the tips and tricks.
Good noon, all of you. How are you all? So welcome to this session. Again, we have this session called 4 topics in one class. The idea is to again cover a number of topics within a class, right? So we have error spotting today. We have para-jumbles, wherein I will talk to you about the unique MAHCET para-jumble type, right? We will talk about sentence improvement, and of course, the last topic for the day is going to be double fillers, which are nothing but your fill in the blanks with 2 blanks, right? So these are the topics that we are going to see today. Particularly, I would say that para-jumbles is something that you should be well versed with, because MAHCET has a knack of coming up with unique para-jumble questions, right? So welcome to the session. Hi Nandaraj. Hello sweetie. Hi Aditya. Good afternoon Krishna. Hello Anuja. Hola roosters. Good noon Sanil, Kinjal, Abhilasha. Okay. So let's begin with our session for the day. But before we begin, there's an important announcement that I want to make. So from 1st July, we are starting with a 50-day MAHCET MBA crash course, right? And here from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m, your sessions as they're scheduled in this duration. Here you will have sessions spanning across your sections, right? So 12 to 1 will be VARC, okay? And again, the idea is to cover all the major important topics. So what I've done is I've also notified my team of all the suggestions that you gave yesterday and in the days before that. We've included those sessions as well. So vocabulary is there, then grammar previous year papers as you requested, we've included that session as well. So taking into account what you need and what is important, this 50-day crash course has been prepared, right? So do join and do subscribe to the channel. You'll get notifications for various sessions. Okay. All right. So this is our first question for the day. Now you have to spot the error in this question. Yes. Good afternoon, Mamta, Maitri, Bhushan, Shantanu. Just saw your messages. Good noon, Harry. On CAT, Ashad, so basically in between, see, we keep on having sessions for CAT as well. So there are no fixed days as such, right? So you get a notification. So whenever you have CAT and other MBA exams, those sessions are relevant for CAT, right? Otherwise also, whenever, see, what I try from my level is that whatever session I create, that's relevant across different entrance exams. So here, if I'm doing error identification, it's not just relevant for MAHCET, it's relevant for your various non-CAT exams, right? So that is always the effort. Para-jumbles, that is going to benefit you for CAT as well, not just for MAHCET. Okay. All right. So Kinjal, MAHCET sessions are helpful in the sense that para-jumbles, they come in CAT also. Okay. Then apart from that, your grammar sessions, see, if you're taking just CAT, then probably the grammar sessions might not be as useful to you, right? But if let's say you are someone who's taking even one other non-CAT exam, then all the MAHCET sessions are relevant for you as well. Okay. All right. Good noon, all of you who have just joined. So some of you started answering. Okay, I've got B, C and D. The first response was D. Okay. Others, what do you say? I want more responses. Come on. More responses from your end. Okay. There's a poll in your chat box. Let me answer it, because otherwise I also am not able to see your responses. B, C, D. So primarily B and C and a couple of Ds. Okay. So let's see this. So Tushar, there is an interesting session that was taken by Srinivas sir addressing just this query. Okay, so this session is called the number of mocks required for different entrance exams. Also, we have taken again, I also took a session, Srinivas sir also took a session outlining your entire strategy for CAT that has very precise details about when to start taking mocks, how many mocks, all of those things. Okay. So please go and watch those sessions, okay? Because if I start talking about mocks here right now, it will take about 10 to 15 minutes of our time. Okay, we have a time constraint. So B, C, D, that's what I've got. Shubham SS, is there some problem with your internet? I think you're the one who makes this loading sign time and again, is it? Okay, so the fossils found at the recent excavation, okay, at the recent excavation. So some of you think this has an error. What is the error? The preposition. This is fine. Found at the recent excavation. What is excavation? Yes, when you dig the ground and you find something there, right? So the fossils found at the recent excavation have been dated to be 99.5 billion years old. Okay. So some of you think have been dated has a problem. Why? The fossils found at the recent excavation. So this is describing what kind of fossils? The ones found at the recent excavation. They have been dated. This is also fine. The problem is here in D. The problem is in D. So the very first response that I got was the correct response. Good, Nandraj. Okay, D is the answer. So can you give me the correction also? Anuja, you also said D. Can you give me the corrections as well? Yes. Back will come in D. Dated back. Not necessary actually. Not necessary. Since, but can I say since 9.5 billion years old? Since 9.5 billion years old. No, since is used when you want to give a point of time. Okay. So since, let's say 1991, or since go back 9.5 billion years. So let's take a random example, not 9.5 billion years. Let's say 1000 BCE, right? So you use it for a point of time. You can anyway not use it with years, and definitely not with years old, right? Years old, you are giving an this is the age of this fossil, right? I'm not sure if it was a person. So the age of this fossil is being given here, right? So we can't say that. Do we say I am, let's say I am since 30 years old? I would not say that, right? So have been dated at, have been dated at, not to be, not to be dated at, right? So this was the error here, and this is a very fine point actually. Okay, it's an advanced question. Why? Because here there is no, let's say, subject verb agreement error, there's no tense error, no modifier or parallelism error. So these are the usual errors that we look for, right? Here on the other hand, it's a preposition error. First of all, it should have been dated at, dated at. Whenever I say dated, whenever I give the age of something using dated, it has to be followed by at, right? Whereas whenever I say estimated, estimated has to be followed by to be. Estimated has to be followed by to be. Okay, so that was the error here. And good, good, good. Have been. It should be have been. Fossils is plural, right? Nilesh, fossils is plural, so it should be have been only. Okay. No, not for. We can't even put for here. Again, would you say I am for 20 years old? You would not say that, no? So similarly, you can't put for here. For, since this is used when I want to talk about a time point or a period of time, not about somebody's age. All right, then let's move to the next question. Again, an error identification question. This is easy. Let's see who answers the fastest. So when we say that this practice, let's say we have been following some practice, there has been some custom that has been going on for a significant period of time, so I can say this practice dates back to let's say 200 AD. Okay, this practice dates back to 200 AD. So now you are tracing the origin of the practice. You are tracing the origin of the practice, and therefore you can say dates back to. Right? Hope this is clear. Why I can't say this practice is dated at. I can't say that. The practice will date back to. Okay. So when I want to say that something came into being at that particular time, okay, something came into being then, okay, so the practice started in 200 AD, so it dates back to 200 AD. It started in 200 AD, that's what it means. Came into being then. All right, so here I have got B, D, A, okay, C also I have got. All right, so a number of responses again, diverse responses. D was the first answer that was given. Very good. D is the answer. So compliance with laws requiring seat belts and airbags in all cars are preventing many accidents. What is the subject? What is the subject of this verb? That dash preventing. So is or are preventing. What is the subject? What is preventing? It is actually, it is not cars, it is not airbags, it is not seat belts. What is preventing is compliance with laws. Compliance with laws requiring all of this. So this is just an adjective phrase here. It's just describing which laws, ye wale laws, those requiring seat belts and airbags in all cars. The compliance with them is actually what is preventing many accidents. Compliance with these laws is preventing these accidents. Good, Vicky, Sonali, absolutely correct. Not laws, not seat belts, not airbags, not cars. Okay, accidents definitely. Accidents is not the subject. What is accidents? Which part of the sentence is accidents? See, whenever you face a problem in such questions, no, for instance, let's say you are given a sentence which has multiple nouns and you are confused what should be the subject. So what should you do? You should try to clear the clutter, just cut the clutter. Okay. So for instance, first of all, identify the verb. So are preventing is the verb here, right? What is given to us? Now ask yourself what or who is or are, here I have written is, you can ask this question only, what are preventing many accidents? What exactly is it that is preventing accidents? Is it seat belts, airbags? Because it says no, requiring seat belts and airbags. So there is something that requires seat belts and airbags. Is it the laws? No, it's actually compliance with these laws. So if you see, this is just extra clutter. Basically, these are descriptors. This is a prepositional phrase that has been attached to a noun to again describe it. This is again functioning as an adjective. Okay. So compliance, what kind of compliance? With laws. Then laws ko again ye describe kar raha. This is again clutter only. Okay. This is a noun phrase here. Okay. So here again, sorry, this is again an adjective phrase here. So here these are just descriptors, just additional garnishing that has been done. The main noun, it is compliance that is preventing many accidents. Compliance is preventing accidents. If I have to reduce this sentence to its bare minimum, then this is what we require. This is the bare minimum form of this sentence, right? So here this is the subject, this is the verb. What about this? Yes. So it is the object. Is preventing what? When you ask the question what after the verb, usually the answer that you get is an object, isn't it? What or whom? You can ask whom also here, right? So Compliance is preventing what? Accidents. So accidents is the object. Okay. Now some questions in the chat box. Let me address them one by one. So the laws, because it's a specific law relating to seatbelts and airbags. I understand that I'm talking about some specific laws. So basically I'm describing those laws. It's not the laws per se that are preventing accidents. It's the compliance with those laws, right? See, I mean, you can actually of course, the sentence clearly says compliance, but again, even if you look at it logically, it is the following of a law that leads to a particular outcome, right? So the compliance with that law is what is preventing accident, not the laws themselves. Okay. So this with laws, this requiring seat belts and airbags in all cars, this is just additional information. This is just description. Okay. All right. In all cars. In all cars. So I don't need to add the cars. In all the cars. The is not really required here. I'm talking about cars in general. Cars as a category in general. So the is not really required. Okay. I'm not talking about some specific cars here. Let's say those belonging to a particular company. No. All cars. General. Okay. Then it might be required, meaning, Pranita, I didn't get you. All the cars would make the cars specific when you say all the cars. Okay. If you say all the cars here, see, compliance with laws requiring seatbelts and airbags in all the cars, I'm not saying it's wrong. It depends on what you want to say. If you want to show car as a category of vehicle, then even cars is sufficient. Okay. If let's say you are saying the cars, then you are making it specific. So probably you mean that you're talking about the cars present in this city, the cars present in this country. That is the intention. So neither is wrong. The idea is that this is correct. In all cars means I'm talking about cars as a category, as a vehicle category, and not about, let's say, cars belonging to a country, to a city. That's not my focus. Okay. All right. So I hope this is clear to everybody. Identifying subject. So Bhushan, the best thing to do is, see this, whenever you have these phrases that begin with prepositions, they are always descriptors only. Okay, so compliance with laws, delete this with laws, right? First thing is that you identify the verb. After identifying the verb, ask the question what or who. Okay, what or who. Let's say this entire thing comes as the answer. When you ask the question what or who, this entire thing comes as the answer. Then see, in this entire thing, what is the most important part, right? So compliance with laws requiring, so this entire thing with laws requiring is just describing what kind of compliance am I talking about. So the most important noun or pronoun, that is your subject, right? Just clear the clutter, identify the verb, okay, delete all the prepositional phrases, and once you've done that, see if the rest of the information is just attached to some descriptor only, some adjective only. If yes, then no, these cannot be the subjects. The most important noun or pronoun out there, that is your subject. Right? That's why we say the subject is the focus of the sentence. All right? Okay. Then any other question that I haven't addressed? How to, instead of requiring, okay. So, compliance with laws required seat belts. Can I say that? Would that be correct? Compliance with laws required seat belts. Because if I say required here, it would become a verb. I need an adjective here. Compliance with laws. What kind of laws? Those laws that require. So what I could have said instead of requiring is laws that require seat belts. Yes, I can say that. Compliance with laws that require seat belts. That is also correct. And requiring is also correct. But required is not correct. Okay. So both requiring and that require is correct. Okay, so you are saying why did we not use prevents? Why did we not use prevents? So it again depends on my intention. If I want to state it as a general fact, if I want to state it as a general fact. Compliance with laws requiring seat belts and airbags in all cars uh, prevents many accidents. So if this is a general fact, then yes, definitely you can use the present simple, no error in that. Okay. If on the other hand you want to state that this is a phenomenon that is going on, that you know these days we are seeing this, that since the time compliance has begun, accidents are being prevented, then even the present continuous is fine. So you have a choice there. You have a choice there. That's why I didn't highlight this. In any case, D is wrong. Okay, in any case, D is wrong. So because of the R, either it should be is preventing or it can be prevents also. Good. You observe this because yes, it can be stated as a general fact as well. Right? Okay. Which is the answer to Diptesh? So basically, you are getting confused between parts of speech and parts of a sentence. Okay. Parts of a sentence होते हैं subject, verb और object. ठीक है. Subject और object का आंसर आता है what, who, whom. Right. So what did something or who did something, on whom or on what something was done, or to whom or to what something was done. Right. Now what you are talking about, which is a question that can answer multiple things. Okay. So if you are using which before a noun, which car are you talking about? Okay, I am talking about this car. So here the which is highlighting an adjective. The which becomes an adjective question, right? This car is mine. When we say that, here this is an adjective because it describes a car. So question mein kya hoga? Which car is yours? Right. So in that sense, it's answering and I mean it's an answer for an adjective. Okay. On the other hand, if you simply say this is mine, so uska question kya hoga? Which is mine? I have just removed car from the equation. Now this is acting as a pronoun. So which can become a question for an adjective also, for a pronoun also. It depends whether you are putting a noun afterwards or not. Right? I hope this is clear now. Okay. No, Nina, that was not the reason. Parallelism was not the reason. So I think you are confusing this requiring, and so parallelism happens between the same parts of speech. Same parts of speech. Requiring and preventing here are not the same parts of speech. Preventing is a verb. Preventing is a verb, right? But what is requiring? This is called a participial phrase. Okay, so basically it is a verb plus ing acting as an adjective. A verb plus ing acting as an adjective. So requiring यहाँ पर adjective है, वो verb नहीं है. Okay, so parallelism occurs between the same parts of speech. It can't happen between different parts of speech. So that was not the reason behind saying is preventing. Okay, we should be crystal clear about this. Okay, I hope I have addressed all your queries related to this error identification, and we can go to the next question now. So the next question type is parajumbles. Now last year you had these normal parajumble questions with 5 sentences and 5 options given to you in MAHCET. So I want you to try this. In such questions, when options are given to you, you can give a cursory glance to these options, and that will help you to some extent. Okay, so for instance, from this you realize either D or C is the opening sentence. So you've got that much help. Now read the sentences, understand them, form one mandatory pair, eliminate. Form another mandatory pair, eliminate. That's how you should operate in parajumbles with options. Okay, start. All right, let's see who answers the past test. Okay. Okay. A good source for critical reasoning for MAHCET level critical reasoning. I think this book 1000 CR words should suffice. 1000 CR words. It's by Kaplan. So if you Google, you'll find a lot of GMAT forums that discuss questions from this book. Okay. In fact, you can find 1000 CR questions. Sorry, not words. You can find more than 1000 CR questions on these GMAT forums, right? How to understand first opinions is right. Is there any trick? Which area are you talking about, Pawan? RC passages. So C, E, all right. Mostly you've said C. I've got one or two twos also, and I've got one E. What about others? What are you doing? I want more responses. There are 75 votes in the poll. That shows me that there are about 75 students in the session. Yes. Okay, so mostly you say C. See, D is the opening sentence. So good. Okay. Here, second and fourth can be eliminated. Okay. Now, the next thing is, if you've read D, you realize it talks about a cognitive noise. Rogers held that the basic challenge of listening is this: consciousnesses are isolated from one another. See, my consciousness versus the person who's talking, his consciousness is different, right? Consciousnesses are isolated from one another, and there are thickets of cognitive noise between them, right? So there's a lot of cognitive noise between our consciousnesses. Now, where have you placed A? Okay, if you say DCBAE, okay, so B says it's much easier. Okay, so A and E come together. Cutting through the noise requires effort. This empathetic leap is a real effort. So if you've given 3 as the answer, that means you haven't made theme based connections very well. This was meant to be a confusing option. Okay, I added 3 because it was a confusing option, right? Theme based connections, how you had to make them, let's see. This talks about cognitive noise and this says the noise. Okay, so connection there. Then empathetic or empathic both mean the same. Empathic leap. Empathy, when you put yourself in another person's shoes, right? So listening well requires that we get inside the speaker, that we grasp from his point of view just what it is he's communicating to us, right? So basically listening well requires that we enter the mind, that we look at things from their point of view. Okay, so here this is empathy, when you look at things from their point of view. So C and E are connected to each other. Okay, the answer is 5, DACEB. DACEB, correct Nilesh, correct. Okay, 5 is the answer. Happy that one of you gave that. All right, how to understand identify option. I am not getting you, Pavan. Okay. Makaran says suggest something for synonyms and antonyms. Yes, I will. Let's just finish this discussion. Okay. Why it is DACEB. So here, this is the opening sentence. Most of you identified that. Right. So then we say that there are thickets of cognitive noise. Cutting through the noise requires effort. Okay. What kind of effort? That is detailed in C. What kind of effort? You have to look at things from this person's point of view. Doing this is called empathy. That's the very definition of empathy. When you look at when you get inside another person's shoes, when you look at things from their point of view. So this empathic leap, This empathic leap that has been talked about here is a real effort. See, this is a real effort. Now, this is connected to it is much easier. So, this is a real effort while it is much easier to judge another's point of view, analyze it, categorize it. So, to get inside someone's point of view is very difficult. It's much easier to judge their point of view, to just analyze it, categorize it. So, that's why 5 is the answer here. Okay. All right. So see this 50-day program, this 50-day crash course that we have planned is meant to address all such queries of yours. Okay, how to attempt critical reasoning, what are some good sources for that? Okay, how to attempt RC passages. We'll also talk about grammar, then vocabulary, synonyms, antonyms. So all of those things, right? Uh, so we will discuss them one by one. Don't worry about it, right? DA, yes, Bhushan, absolutely correct. If you identify D and A is a pair, then you are good to go. That's just enough to mark your answer. So that's the benefit of having options. Even if you let's say make 1 or 2 mandatory pairs, it's sorted. Okay, unless the options are extremely close. All right. Now, this is a unique MAHCET type parajumble. There are 6 sentences here. Okay, and I'll just show you the questions afterwards. So usually in your exam, 5 plus questions come when such a parajumble type is given in MAHCET. These 5 plus questions, out of these, let's say 2 or 3 will ask you, what is the second sentence after rearrangement? What is the third sentence after rearrangement? So in a way, they are just asking you to rearrange it first. So here you have to rearrange. The remaining questions, so for instance, here you can very easily see a fill in the blank. You can see that something has been highlighted in bold. The remaining questions can be vocabulary or grammar questions. Right, so rearrangement questions, vocabulary and grammar questions. Usually we have seen 1 vocabulary, 1 grammar question or 2 vocabulary questions from this. So even if let's say you feel that okay this is difficult or you decide not to attempt the entire thing, do go for the vocabulary and grammar questions at least from this parajumble. That's my suggestion. Also, no matter in which order these questions are given to you, so probably the first 3 questions say what is the second sentence, what is the third sentence, you can start with vocabulary and grammar. And so please look at all the questions because sometimes there is a question that gives you the order also. It gives you 5 options and there will be 5 orders. So that means then it becomes an MCQ parajumble. It becomes an MCQ parajumble then. So first things first, you will go through all the questions. You look at all the questions, then attempt the vocabulary and grammar questions first. Then if there is a question that gives you options regarding the order, you'll attempt that. And then all these can be done automatically. Second sentence, third sentence. Right? So let's have a look at the questions. Which of the following can fill in the blank in statement C? Okay, vocabulary. Okay, so here 150. So I've written it in multiple ways. Looks like a grammar question. Which of the sentences remain unchanged even after rearrangement? So now this is a pure rearrangement question. You'll have to rearrange it in order to find out which of the sentences remain unchanged. Now I haven't added more questions. I could have added let's say second sentence after rearrangement, third sentence, but those are pointless questions once you've made the arrangement. Right? So these are the 3 questions that we are going to attempt. So look at this parajumble. Look at this parajumble. First, as I told you, you could go for the vocabulary part, right? So just get a sense of it so as to see the language, so as to decide whether you're going to attempt it or not. Attempt it or not. That's the first decision that is going to be made. If you're not attempting it, you're still going to attempt vocabulary and grammar out of it. Okay, so first make this decision whether you are going to find out the time to attempt it or not. Tell me. Yes, Shreyans, I got to know this. So yeah, welcome, welcome. I was very happy. Acerbic came and there was hogwash and a couple of other words. So some of them we had discussed in the class. CET prep for all sections. Bhushan, I don't recommend any particular books as such. Previous year papers, mocks, and for vocabulary, grammar, your non-CAT papers. This is what I recommend. Okay, you can ask your peers and then make a decision regarding. So Chaya says no, she'll not be attempting this. Aditya says he will be attempting this. So if you are going to attempt this, then now start reading from A. Okay, start reading from A. Read all the sentences so as to understand what it is about. Then anyway, attempt the grammar and vocabulary questions first. That will always be my suggestion. Okay. Hello, Oniromancy. Okay. So have attempt 2 to 3 minutes. Make it 6 to 7 minutes. Only vocabulary. Okay. So if I look at C, anyone expecting the Oxford English Dictionary archive to have a grand library-like interior will be disappointed. So we are talking about this dictionary's archive. Archive, I think you understand. Remember, we did this arcane as a root that means old. So archaeology, archaic, archives. Archives are records, old records, right? Anyone expecting the Oxford English Dictionary archive to have a grand library-like interior will be disappointed. But the dashed smell of slowly decomposing paper is pervasive. It's everywhere, right? The dashed smell of slowly decomposing paper. So now tell me, what should be the answer? The dashed smell of slowly decomposing paper. What should I say? Okay, one of you has made a sequence also. Okay. So treat this parajumble question when you have 5+ questions from a parajumble itself. Just treat it like an RC passage set. Treat it like one whole RC passage. So whatever time you're going to give to an RC passage, you can give it to that parajumble question as well. Because after all, you are going to get 5 questions, 6 questions, 7 questions sometimes out of it. Right? So you do have that kind of time for such a parajumble question with multiple questions. Okay. So B, D, E, all right. C or D? Okay. So it has to be, see, it's a slowly decomposing paper, right? Archives, old, musky, musk. Musk is what is found in a deer's stomach, right? What is used for making perfumes, right? That's why, musk melon is called musk melon because it has a very beautiful fragrance. So musky cannot be the answer. I am talking about slowly decomposing paper. While this is a very good smell. Musty is the word that I'm looking for. Okay, musty. What does musty mean? Yes, musty. So this is a word that is negative and therefore fits with slowly decomposing. Something that is stale. Whenever things are rotting, that moldy smell that they give, that is musty. Okay, so Anas, as I said, I don't recommend books. Okay, so please don't force me to. Okay, and uh, this question has been asked earlier as well. I said that I don't recommend books. Okay, just ask your peers and in case you want to attempt some books. All right. So musty is the answer here. Damp, stale, moldy. That's the meaning. Rusty. So when I say rusty, that means something that is rusting, right? So or let's say if I say my grammar is a little rusty, I read it in school, so it's a little rusty. That means I'll have to brush things up. Okay, then I'll be able to recall them. So something that has been in disuse for a long time, right? That is rusty. Dusty, we all understand. And gusty, a gust of wind. We talk about this, no? A gust of wind. So if I say gusty weather, gusty storms, that means when wind blows uh, in, let's say, large amounts, right? With a lot of intensity. That is gusty. So gusty, dusty, rusty. Rusty is less appropriate as compared to musty because of the slowly decomposing. This fits absolutely there, right? Rusty also means old in disuse, but this is the best fit. Musky, no, it does not fit at all. So a vocabulary question that you could have attempted. Okay. All right. Now coming to our next question. So here there is a sentence. First, let's read E. Shelving units hold boxes upon boxes of the handwritten slips generated by the reading program, some more than 150-year-old and tied together in bundles. Okay, so I have highlighted this word in bold, 150-year-old, right? So here, read the instructions. A part is highlighted. There are these alternatives. Now, these may help improve the sentence. Grammar question. Choose the correct alternative out of the given 5 options, and if no correction is required, then choose. Okay, so going back again, rereading it, some more than 150-year-old and tied together in bundles. So is it correct? Is it not? Tell me. Sanil says C, Aditya C, Rishikesh C. Okay. All right. Others. So I've got a unanimous C here. Okay. A unanimous C. Good. C is the answer. So see, this was an easy question, wasn't it? It was an easy question. So even if, let's say, you decide not to attempt the parajumble question, please go through the vocabulary and grammar questions. Okay. If you know them, do attempt them. Right. Now we are going to arrange this. That's our next job. So please find connections. There are connections here in this paragraph, right? Theme-based connections, grammar connections, both are present, and tell me what the sequence should be. Okay. I haven't given you options here. I want you to do it yourself. So this will serve as a non-MCQ parajumble. Tell me. The sequence. We'll explain it. Give me the sequence, then I'll explain that. Harry has spotted a connection. Good. You have to give me the entire sequence. Okay. Which question are we answering? See, you are saying. So, okay. You have to give me the sequence. All right, Harry. Vicky has also given one. Dharmi has given. Okay. Others, come on, come on. No negative marking in the exam as well. Give it a shot right now. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Those who've given CEA, DBF, absolutely correct. That is the answer. So see, even though this was a 6-sentence para-jumble, you made a correct sequence out of it. Okay. CEA, DBF. Let's have a look at it. Why this is the answer. B and F, Harry made the connection, right? Some have old dictionary galley proofs, others bear quotations. So some and others. This grammar connection was there, right? Then D says the slips, the slips. So when I say some have old dictionary, what is the some? The slips only, right? So that's how D is connected to B and F. C is the opening sentence. It's the topic sentence. It tells us that, okay, where we are, what are we looking at? What is there in front of us, right? So why is it that the smell of slowly decomposing paper is pervasive? Because there are so many handwritten slips, shelving units. Shelving units in this archive hold boxes upon boxes of the handwritten slips. And then I explain how many boxes? Oh, 250 boxes of slips. Okay, 200 to 300 that were not even used, right? So CEA, okay, DBF and A and D, because again this entire conversation that starts from, let's say, E till B, in fact till F, it's about these slips only. From E to F, we are talking about these slips only, right? I hope this is clear to you why this is the answer. Good. Those who gave the correct response. So see, even in a 6-sentence parajumble, you yourself can make the correct sequence. C, E, A, D, B, F. Now answer this question. A piece of cake. Which of the sentences remain unchanged even after rearrangement? Yes. Which of the sentences remain unchanged even after rearrangement? The answer is option D. Absolutely correct. D and F remain in their original position, isn't it? So D, Delhi is the answer. And for this we needed the sequence, isn't it? All right. Now there was a question, why is this years? Why is this years and not year? So a good question. Let's have a look at it. Uh, whenever I give someone's age and I say she is 70 years old. If I say that she is 70 years old. Now here, because see, this is actually describing her. This entire thing is describing the pronoun she. She is 70 years old. Is 70 years old is describing she. So this entire phrase functions as an adjective. This is an adjective phrase, right? So when this adjective comes after the noun or pronoun, we put years. We put years. When it comes after the noun or pronoun, right? ये इसके बाद आ रहा है, right? However, if it comes before the noun or pronoun, her 70-year-old, her 70-year-old mother is healthy. Her 70-year-old mother. Now it comes before mother. It is describing mother. It is giving me more information about the mother. But when I say 70-year-old mother, this adjective comes before the noun. So when it comes before the noun, you will just say year. You will not say years. Right? And we'll hyphenate it also. Because I'm trying to show that this is one single, I'm trying to show that ये सब एक साथ है. All of this is together. 70-year-old. Right? So that's the difference. Not hyphenated plural, hyphenated singular. And that is why we say a 500 rupee note. You must have wondered it, no? Why do we say 500 rupee and not rupees? because 500 rupees describing the note there, 500 rupees the adjective, and rupee will be singular. Okay, I hope this makes sense. All right, all right. 10 million, 10 million, not 10 millions. 10 million, 11 million, 12 million. Okay, all right. I hope you've been enjoying the session so far. There are a couple more questions to go, right? So we have sentence improvement. This is an old question type, nothing new here. So I want you to be really fast in answering this. Read vertically, spot the glaring obvious errors, spot the differences, and tell me what the answer should be. Yes, let's see. All right. Yes, in this question, because I'm saying it was more than 150 years old. So it here refers to, I think, the slip, right? That's what I wrote. If let's say I write this, the slip was more than 150 years old. Yes. So what is this describing? The slip. The slip comes before the adjective. So when it comes before the adjective takes plural, 150 years old. Okay. All right. So I've got some responses for this one as well. B, C. Yeah, should we say millions when I'm not quantifying it? When I say she has, she has millions of dollars, right? Millions of people are going to attend the concert. Millions are going to gather for the rally. So when I don't put a number before it and I want to indicate a huge quantity, a huge indefinite quantity, that's when I say millions. Okay. All right. So now I've got a lot of B's, D's, okay, and C's as well. So B, C, D, these are the responses that I've got. So, what is the problem with the original sentence? A is a repetition of the original sentence, okay. So, what is the problem with the original sentence? Unlike her competitor, so I am comparing two things, two people actually. I'm comparing two people. Or two things, we'll find out. So, if I say unlike her competitor, that means the competitor is a person. Can I compare the competitor with Sandra's status? Can I compare a person with a thing? That's the problem with this question. You can't compare a person with a thing. You can't compare two different, let's say, two completely different entities. So here, I cannot say unlike her competitor Sandra's status. I have to say unlike her competitor Sandra. Okay, so that means this could be the answer, right? Now, this is rejected for the same reason as A or the original sentence. A is a repetition of the original sentence. A and C rejected for the same reasons. B says, unlike her competitor status. So now I'm looking at the competitor status. I can't compare it to Sandra herself. I can't compare the status to a person again. Eliminated. So you see A, B and C I have eliminated. Look at D and E. Unlike that of her competitor, Sandra's status. So here it's right. Here it's right because I am comparing the status of her competitor with her status. Status is being compared to status here. But there is another problem. What is the other problem? Again is redundant. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. All of you who are saying this. Again is not required. So E cannot be the answer. Okay. So D, Delhi is the answer here. Unlike her competitor, Sandra never regained her former status and glory. Clear to everybody? This was just a parallelism question. We can compare only two similar things. Okay. We can't compare two things that are inconsistent with each other. Right? Okay. Another question of sentence improvement. Let's see. Double fillers are just fill in the blanks. So we're done with actually the new question types, so to say. Now is a time to check your knowledge. To see how much you've been practicing these question types. Regain and again, yes, regain and again contradict there. The moment you say regain, again is not required. Absolute. In the option A, it should be it's should be there. Okay, okay. Explaining E. All right, all right. Explaining E again once. Explaining E again. Unlike that of her competitor. Unlike that of her competitor. What does this that mean? This that refers to something, right? So unlike that of her competitor, Sandra's status. That means this that refers to status only. It's a pronoun that has been used for status. So unlike the status of her competitor, Sandra's status. So the comparison is consistent, no issue with the comparison here. Right? So unlike that of his neighbor, his car is blue. Unlike that of his neighbor, his own car is blue. Or unlike that of uh, uh, basically it could be anything. Okay. So you've got the point. No, this that of refers to the status only. Right? So this is fine. Never regained her glory again. That was the problem because regain means to gain again. Regain already means to gain again. So why am I saying again here? Redundant. That's why E is eliminated. Okay. Any other question? Option E. It should be there. That of her competitor, Sandra's status never regained. Oh, yes, yes, yes. This is also a problem. Yes, yes. So her glory. How can her status regain her glory? The status is not a living being, no, that it will regain. She only can regain her glory. Her status cannot regain her glory on her part. Right? Good observation. Her status cannot regain her glory. Right? Okay. There's one more error. What is that, Vicky? What other error? I hope this is clear. Her status cannot regain her glory. Only she is capable of regaining her glory. Right? Alright. So yes, he was problematic. He had multiple problems. I rejected it right away because of again. Basically, I rejected these three the moment I saw again in them. Okay, probably that's why I didn't reflect as much on it as I should have. Okay. And that's why D Delhi is the answer. Okay, coming to this question now. Gradually, the comedian began exciting the interest of the audience. So, how can this be improved? What should we use here? Tell me, what does it mean? Gradually, the comedian began exciting the interest, excite the interest, excited, excitement, excite up. Not a difficult question. Come on. More answers. Jaldi jaldi batao. All right. Absolutely. Most of you have given me A as the answer, and A indeed is the answer. The original sentence is correct here. Okay, we can't say began excite. Grammatically incorrect. Began excited. Grammatically incorrect. Began excitement the interest? No. Okay, I need a verb only here, not a noun. There's nothing like excite up. There's nothing like excite up. So A is the answer here. So see, not all your sentence improvement questions in the exam also are going to be difficult. Okay, there are going to be a mix. There's going to be a mix of easy and difficult questions. So let's look at this. Let's look at this. Double fillers, two fill in the blanks. Let's see what you mark here. We did some fill in the blanks yesterday as well. The English language evolves at such a pace that for lexicographers, the dash aren't so much shifting as dash away from them. Yes, Bhushan, you could have drawn a parallel there. No improvement needed. Correct, Yash. So let's see what you say for this one. Double fillers. The old fill in the blank question with two blanks. Nothing new as such. Okay, D, A, all right. C, A, okay. Okay, good Indranil, good, very good. So it's a sports reference that could come in handy. Now, the words aren't so much shifting as casting away from them. Casting away, no, cast, when you cast something away or when someone is cast away, that means they are stranded. They are stranded, let's say, on an island after a shipwreck. That is the meaning of cast away. So this A cannot be the answer. A cannot be the answer. Okay. Now I eliminate this. Run away. No. So much shifting as dash ing. I need the ing form only. I can't say run away. So even D cannot be the answer. Right? You could have rejected D on a grammatical basis. Then marathoning away. Marathoning away, there is no, marathon is not used as a verb. Okay, marathon is not used as a verb in the dictionary. You can't say she is marathoning tomorrow. She is running a marathon tomorrow. Right? Eliminated. So it's about these two, B and C. Now, those who marked B, that means you're not paying attention to the sentence. If you marked B, you are not paying attention to the sentence. Why? Because I am talking about one language only here, the English language. The English language evolves at such a pace that for lexicographers, the languages aren't so much. How can I say the languages? I'm talking about one language only here. The goalposts aren't so much shifting as printing away from them. As printing away from them. Okay. So it's like it's becoming harder and harder for them to, score a goal. Right? Because the English language is evolving so fast. One day they decide that, okay, this is the meaning of a word. Tomorrow a new meaning will come up. Okay. Another day a new meaning comes up. Then new words keep on, they keep on adding new words depending on the current usage. Right? So the goalposts for them aren't so much shifting as printing away from them. So goalpost, I hope everybody knows. ये होता है goalpost, this net-like structure, okay? Use wherein when you hit the ball on the net, you basically score a goal. So the goalposts aren't so much shifting away. Okay, it's not just becoming harder and basically ऐसा नहीं है बस वो shift हो रहा है थोड़ा सा. It's like sprinting away. It's running very fast away from them. So it's becoming harder to score a goal. Right? Who are lexicographers? Who are lexicographers? Lexicon means our language, basically our vocabulary. That's our lexicon. Graphers, graphene means to write. So people who basically are in charge of writing dictionaries, people who make dictionaries, right? They are called lexicographers. So they decide which word goes into a dictionary, which word does not. So the English language is evolving at such a rapid pace today. New words are being invented daily. Okay, multiple meanings of the same word. For instance, in the pandemic, shield started meaning something else altogether, right? The pandemic shield that people used to wear. So, so for lexicographers, their goals, whatever they basically intend to achieve, right? So achieving that is becoming harder and harder. They are just not able to see the end of the dictionary. That is what is happening, right? Casting away does not make sense because cast away, they are not so much shifting as casting away from them. Actually, this usage itself here is incorrect as casting away from them. being cast away from them would still have been considered. Being cast away. Words are being cast away. Words are being stranded. But words are casting away. What are they casting away? What are they stranding? So it does not make sense grammatically. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. You were just overestimating my abilities. Sprinting away. Sprint is when you run very fast for short distances, right? Sprinting. It's a sport. So they are just running very fast away from them. All right. All right. So I hope this is clear to everybody. And again, my effort for the last few sessions has been to bring relatively more challenging questions, okay? Because I felt that we have done over the last, let's say, a couple of months, we have done a lot of MHCT level questions, so to say. So I wanted to level it up a little now that we are in the last leg, okay? And that's why I've been trying to give you new concepts, new words through various questions, right? Okay. So any queries that you have in the questions that we've done today, please tell me. Yes, in PUBG Sprint. Correct, correct, correct. Yes, shifting goalposts. Correct. Okay then. I hope you've liked the session, all of you. And please share it with your friends. Do subscribe to the channel. Do attend that crash course. Okay. And yes, this is our comprehensive CAT and non-CAT program course, right? We can stay connected. I'm sure a lot of you already joined this Telegram channel. You can ask your queries here. And thank you for attending the session. I will see you tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for attending. You're always welcome. The next session is tomorrow at 12. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow at 12. Bye. You too have a good day. Bye bye. Absolutely, Sanil. We have incorporated that also. Okay. You need not worry. I've taken all your suggestions. Okay. I gave all of them to my team and we've incorporated all of this. All right. Previous year questions, Aishwarya, if you go for a Google search, you'll find the memory-based previous year questions very easily. Some of them are even available on our BYJU'S exam prep app. You can access them there. Okay. Next session tomorrow at 12. Tomorrow at 12. Okay. Bye. See you.